And so we meet again. No, Uther. That is not how this must begin. I owe you an apology, Commander. When last we met, I intended to explain myself. Fate, however, intervened. I restrained you, only to prevent the misunderstanding that occurred with the rest of your order.
Yeah, the sort of misunderstanding that ends with a field of dead bodies. Uh-huh. I get those sometimes.
I sent the Withered to ask for the Grey Warden's help. I should have anticipated that you might view our approach as an attack. I am rarely able to judge how your kind will react. It was most unfortunate. My kind has ever been driven to seek out the old gods. This is our nature. When we find one, a blight is begun. Each time we attack your surface lands and you fight back until we are defeated. To break the cycle, my brethren must be freed of their compulsion. For that, I need Grey Warden blood.
So, every time a blight cycle occurs, history is repeated over and over, and he wants to break the cycle.
Hundreds of thousands of my kind are killed before each blight is ended. It is a plague on our race. We do not begin a blight because we crave power or destruction. We obey the call of the old gods without choice.
Old gods. I remember Morgan mentioning something like our child will be born with the soul of an old god. Wait. Did I just bring forth something to the world that would eventually bring about another blight? I really hope not.
In order to become what you are, you drink the blood of my kind. To transform. Similarly, we must transform. I have created a version of your joining that uses the blood of Grey Wardens. You take the taint into yourself. What we take is your resistance. That is how my brethren are freed. In your blood lies the key to their immunity against the call of the old gods.
I like my blood where it is, in my veins.
What happened? How did the darkspawn change afterwards?
Once they are freed, the darkspawn think for themselves. They speak, they act. Some, however, have reacted poorly.
Yeah, no kidding.
They are flawed and they rage against me. The Mother gathers them to stop me, as she seeks to stop you. I cannot defeat the Mother alone, and I cannot free the darkspawn unless she is defeated. Our goals are the same.
This reeks of stupid. The last thing we need is more darkspawn thinking for themselves.
Help me kill the Mother, and after it is done, I will leave to continue my work.
What is this Mother exactly?
My most flawed creation. Freedom drove her mad, and she has poisoned the minds of the others. She has influence with the ones who have not been freed, and she gathers them as an army. I do not seek to rule, my brethren. I only seek to release them from their chains.
How did you become freed?
I was born as I am, an outsider amongst my kind. Why? I do not know. Why do some of your kind become Grey Wardens? Why do some possess magic? I have no answers.
I don't like this. Because even if we kill the broodmother and he goes back to his research, what will stop another mother from coming? Wait, that sounded really funny, but what will stop another version of this same situation from happening again if we help him kill this mother?
And how would they know when the choice has been deprived of them? Without choice, there is only one path before them, and that leads to the Blight. I believe there is another way. I thought it little different from your Order's use of darkspawn blood. We both do what we must in response to the Blight. The first blood came from Uther, freely given. She was a Grey Warden, as you are, and joined us many years ago.
Here it is. Big choice. Do we ally ourselves with him, or do we turn against him? I'm hoping that if I turn against him, would I be able to kill the broodmother too, or... I mean, that's essentially what she is every time we see her. Every single one of my party members is adamant against this. No.
Looks like you're passing up an interesting opportunity. But who am I to say?
How very unfortunate. But I cannot blame you. You are as bound to your nature as we are to ours. I am sorry, Uther. It appears that I will not be able to keep my promise after all. You will have to forgive me, Commander, for fighting to preserve my destiny. If you must die, then so
Watch in horror as I rip you apart!
I don't know, I just don't like it.
For the dead.
I feel in a way there would be repeats of what's been already occurring if we were to let him live. That's what I think.
So you can get off my back? You're in a little over your head. I'm sorry, am I too quick for you?
Come on, spells.
Can I get you a ladder? So
We're getting him there.
I've got this one.
All right.
Oh, this will be fun.
Now it's better than later.
Almost there.
Now it's better than later.
I'm
Probably
here.
excessive. But good enough.
There we go.
Now it's better than later.
How did I recover my mana? Got him. You rejected the Architect's suggestion of an alliance to defeat the Mother. He now lies dead and your remaining enemy waits deep in her lair. What the shit? It's very becoming of you, Anders. Ooh. There we go. Oh, when did we kill her? I wasn't even paying attention to her. Well, either way.
Now is better than later.
I don't know, it was just a gut feeling I had. I had a really bad feeling about that entire
It's a good
dialect.
How about you? This'll be fun.
Oh!
That's right. Come on. Let's see some blood.
Almost got it.
Excellent.
There we go.
That keeps happening.
Now is better than later. All right, all right.
Flesh pod right up here. Oh, for God's sake.
Got it.
Finish this little thing off first.
Got it. I'll get on it. Got it. Got it. I'll get on it.
Forces of nature coming back on.
Here's the music. Time to dance.
There we go. Oh, I missed a grub. Grab everything I can. Need crystals. Stunning all creatures. Blast a single target with fire. Whoa. Good thing there's stupidity barriers so you don't go walking off an edge.
All right. Can I get you a ladder? You can get off my back. You're gonna regret this.
I just realized I can level up. Huh. Whoa. What is that? Oh shit, there's a lot of enemies.
Ready.
Come on. Kill these buggers.
All right.
No more talking.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? I'll get on it.
What can I do?
There we go, crystal. Another crystal anyway. Friendly fire possible. Tower of healing. Oh, okay. The nest. Ooh. I guess this is it. There she is. I think this really is it. Alright, I will be right back. Okay, we are back with the final confrontation against the mother herself.
If it isn't the hero of the hour. The slayer of the mighty father, come to claim a reward. Oh, what a delicious day.
That's a lot of nipples.
They just get bigger and uglier, don't they?
By the ancestors, do all brood mothers smell this bad?
Am I not beautiful?
Boobs, 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 boobs.
Has the Grey Warden come now to slay the mother too? Will she join the father in oblivion? Answers? But you are brave. Once, beautiful music sang to us from the deep, called us near. We would search for that voice. But the father, he was flawed. He heard only a twisted shadow
The old
of it.
god.
He hated what it did to us. He said he wanted to free us, but all he brought us was silence. Dreadful silence. But now the father is gone. The mother can take her children deep into the earth and care for them, safe and sound. Oh, the mother knows your ways. You will not let her be, no, not after what she's done. So it must end. It all must come crashing down!
Boobs.
Perhaps we will hear the song again when we die. Oh, let it come. Let it come.
Whoa! Ew. Pleasant.
Now it's better than later.
Damn it! Couldn't get my ability off. Oh, my mana got drained.
Got it.
Alright, I'm very aware of the special abilities I have.
All right.
I've got this one.
Got it. All right. Strike at me if you dare.
I've got you.
What the hell is going on? I can't see anything past all the fire. Oh my god. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Yo, dude. Use that potion. Alright, dude. There we go. Use the potion.
Now it's better than later.
There are so many little creeps dead.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? I'll get on it.
What the hell is she vomiting all over everybody? Oh shit! Ziggin died. What the hell?
Now's better than later.
Ooh. Ah, she died again.
My mate is appeared!
Got it. Now's better than later.
This potion. Build up the flames. Oh, I can't revive Zigrin.
Right, all right. Got it. Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
You can save as much as you want right now. For
You
now.
still can! I'm sorry, am I too quick for you? I'll get on it. I'll get on it.
We got her. Anders looks so stupid. After the deaths of both the Architect and the Mother, nearly all the remaining Darkspawn fled back into the Deep Roads. The raid on Amaranthine came to an abrupt end. Although some of the Architect's disciples likely escaped into the Deep Roads with the rest of their brethren, they have so far shown no inclination towards vengeance against the Grey Wardens who killed their savior. Yet the Deep Roads remain plagued by the Darkspawn, and it seems certain that in time another blight will begin. The danger may have passed for now, but the cycle of the old god continues. I don't know. I don't know if I made a bad call not siding with the Architect. I mean... I think I might have made a bad mistake there. Because I was thinking, my thought process was, what if he repeated the process and made another broodmother like we just fought, which would have caused even more casualties and death. But I didn't think about the fact that a constant cycle of blights would just magnify and grow past that death count anyway. I made a mistake, didn't I? Word of the Grey Warden's heroic salvation of Amaranthine spread like wildfire. When the magnitude of the losses at Vigil's Keep came to light, sympathy drove generous donations from all over Ferelden into the region's coffers. Amaranthine was restored to her former glory within a year, Vigil's Keep in 5. Because of the Warden's support for law and order in Amaranthine, Constable Aiden and his men were able to distribute the smugglers' goods to the battered survivors in the grueling days that followed the Darkspawn defeat. The Darkspawn messenger, set free after joining the Wardens in the Battle of Amaranthine, stuck out on his own. The city soon buzzed with stories of a cloaked but lisping figure who aided travelers in danger. At the same time, reports of isolated cases of the Darkspawn disease emerged, no one connected the two. Shit, he might be vengeful about the Architect dying. The Arling's peasants suffered greatly during the war, and suffered yet worse in the years that followed. Success at the first riot at Vigil's Keep emboldened them, and thus other uprisings followed, often put down with brutality. Although the war devastated many farms in Arling, all agreed the loss would have been greater without soldiers for protection. The farmholders developed a certain reverence for the Warden Commander, as well as an ongoing reliance on the Grey Wardens for order and protection. Dirk, one of the pranksters behind the Blight Orphan scam, was fortunate enough to survive the battle. The unconditioned generosity of the Blight Orphan's mysterious benefactor inspired him to establish a legitimate charity dedicated to children orphaned in the attack. His sweetheart eventually bore him 2 rascals. Vigil's Keep stood alone against a horde of darkspawn. The Mother's forces outnumbered the Vigil's defenders many times over. But the sturdy dwarven walls proved impervious to any boulder an ogre could throw. The Vigil soldiers, clad in silverite, each felled a dozen darkspawn before they died. The Vigil held 1 night, then 2, then a week, and eventually the attacking horde broke upon her walls. The keep developed an almost mythic reputation, and the few survivors immortalized and sung in legend. Peace allowed the wardens to replenish their numbers. Soon Vigil's Keep bore a capable army with wardens at its core. From their ranks emerged new heroes to challenge threats to Amaranthian and all of Ferelden. Through taxes and levies, the Vigil was rebuilt. Years later, Voldrick stood on the battlements and pronounced that the defenses were acceptable. He would never speak more highly of any human engineering. Dark whispers of conspiracies against the wardens fell silent after a rash of accidents and disappearances culminated in the apparent suicide of Van Esmerel. The nobles of Amaranthian remained dutiful. Some even suggest they were cowed into submission. Dworkin further refined his lyrium sand explosives, but left the warden's employ after Qunari mercenaries tried to assassinate him. Although the bombardier took his secrets with him, they learned to say he left clues for others to follow in his footsteps. Whew, this is a big epilogue. The Vigil soldiers, wearing the distinctive silverite armor that Master Wade crafted, come to be known as the Silver Order. Under the tutelage of the Wardens, the Silver Order developed into one of Ferelden's most revered military forces, a lasting memory of the Vigil's famous commander. With Villana and the Architect gone from the region, the Pilgrim's Path began to see traffic again. The massacre of the militiamen and the merchants, however, led to hostilities between the neighboring human settlements and any Dalish clans that passed by. One human villager soon kidnapped and murdered a Dalish child. The clans reacted by giving the Wending Wood a wide berth, but both sides knew that at some point the elves will return for revenge. Ah, shit. A few years after Kal Hiral was emptied of darkspawn, Orzammar began sending expeditions to rediscover the knowledge of smithing that had been lost within the Taig. Eventually, House Helmi decided that Kal Hiral was too important to be abandoned. At a tremendous cost of dwarven lives, they cleared the tunnels leading to Kal Hiral of all darkspawn, making the road between Orzammar and the fortress safe again. Kal Hiral was reclaimed for Orzammar once and for all. As promised, Voldrick and Dworkin presented Orzammar's shape rate with the stone marker that told of how Kal Hiral's castless had taken up arms against the darkspawn. Good, that side quest paid off there. Whew, let me take a sip of my soda here. The commander of the Grey was invited to Orzammar as a guest of honor at a feast commemorating the defenders of Kal Hiral. The Shaper read the names of the castless off the marker, then presided over a ceremony to return them to the stone as befitted warriors of their stature. In time, the Arling began to forget the tales of apparitions in the Black Marsh, and ever so slowly, settlers drifted into the region. Scholars said the veil was still thin and thus the area still dangerous, but the people only cared that there were no longer frightened whispers in the shadows. The village was slowly rebuilt. Twice the Baroness's mansion was rebuilt and occupied, once by a wealthy merchant and another time by an Orlesian mage. Both died mysteriously. Afterwards, the mansion was torn down completely and the site remained left untouched. Anders remained with the Grey Wardens a few years longer, training the Order's next generation of mages. But when the Circle Tower called on him to deliver a lecture on the nature of the Architect, much to the Templars' dismay, Anders told the commander of the Grey that his time with the Wardens was over. And yet, not 2 months later, Anders returned to the Order. Even ever after, the Wardens were his home and his lasting companions. Yes, bro hug! When the walls of Vigil's Keep were breached, the surviving defenders watched in horror as a section of stone collapsed upon Villana. When the rubble was left cleared, however, There was no body. Valana was just gone. Nathaniel managed to survive the battle at Vigil's Keep, leading a spirited defense in the last minutes to protect his family home. That ferocity impressed many of his fellow soldiers, who hoisted him to their shoulders and paraded him around the courtyard when the battle was done. After spending a number of years with the Wardens, Nathaniel realized that the life was not for him. He said goodbye to his sister Delilah and his new nephew, then left to seek his fortune. In time, that nephew became a Grey Warden himself. In emulation of Nathaniel, then rose to Warden Commander. He brought honor to the Howe name once again. Good. See, one man in a family should not be the defining factor that plagues the remainder of whoever's born within that family for the remainder of time. That shouldn't be. And Nathaniel was a good guy. Justice fought valiantly at the battle for Vigil's Keep, but before the victory horn sounded, a darkspawn sword removed Kristoff's head. It was of course unclear whether the spirit of justice perished or simply departed. At the least, Kristoff's wife, Aura, was finally able to claim her husband's ashes. With the mother dead, Zigrin seemed to lose her purpose. She withdrew from her friends in order and spoke to them less and less each day. One morning, Zigrin was simply absent, her bed made and her trunk emptied. A young recruit who had been up in the night said she left for her calling, gone to finish what she started and call her all. Damn it! So she decided that she's going to fight Darkspawn until she died. Damn it. And Justice perished too, but I have a little less sympathy just based on the fact that he's a spirit, so I guess he departed to the afterlife. Oghren continued to regale young Warden recruits with tales of his prowess in both battle and bed. Oh, good. His drinking games prompted at least one recruit to declare that she'd rather reattempt joining than lift another mug. Felsi returned to Vigil's Keep several times to see Oghren, usually bringing their toddler as well. Oghren's inability to act seriously wore on her, however, and her visits dwindled and then stopped altogether. If Oghren missed her or his child, he never showed it. As for the savior of Ferelden, he did not remain as commander for the Grey for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern, the blight well and truly over. It was time for him to move on. Some claimed the commander went to Antiva, chasing after the assassin Zevran. One rumor suggested the pair engaged in a terrible showdown in the Antivan capital, and others say they took over the Crows. Perhaps they adventured together still. Yes, my love with Zevi Pooh still goes on. And that, my friends, was Dragon Age Awakening. A very lengthy DLC, I have to say. I am glad that, Awakening wasn't just, a 2-hour DLC with just 1 or 2 simple missions. Not that there's anything especially wrong with that, but I love how they expanded the story so much. We got to go to a new region, recruit new party members, bring back one old one, get a few cameo moments, and there were a ton of missions, both main and side missions, that really kept us occupied. I loved that. Am I okay with some of the decisions that I made? The only decision that I feel like I would have gone back on was killing the Architect. I feel maybe I should have let him live, but, a thing you gotta remember, you gotta live with the decisions that you make. I don't like to go back to a prior save in games where choice is relevant. Like, I don't really go back to change a decision that I made. There's probably, only one time in, all the times I've played the Mass Effect games, and this game itself, Dragon Age Origins, where I've done that. And that was because I couldn't begin to imagine losing a certain character in the Mass Effect trilogy, so I was content with myself doing that, but as you guys know, I'm sticking with my decisions through and through in the Dragon Age trilogy. I can't wait to see how these decisions, excuse me, I'm a little bit out of breath from the epilogue. I can't wait to see what decisions in this game and in Awakening transfer over to Dragon Age 2, and furthermore to Dragon Age Inquisition. And of course, we have a few more DLC. We have the Witch's Hunt, we have the Golems DLC, and we have Liliana's Song. But we will get to those at another point. You might see them sooner than you think. You might see them a little bit later. But either way, they will be done. So I'm gonna catch my breath now because I'm a little I'm a little exasperated from the epilogue. Long epilogues where I have to do the narration is not exactly the easiest thing to do, especially considering I have a little bit of an asthma issue. So I hope you guys have enjoyed Dragon Age Awakening. I can't wait to see you guys next for Dragon Age Witch's Hunt. I am the Ryman signing out. Happy gaming, everybody. I will see you all very soon.